Well, hi, very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Hope I find you well. Today, this little car from Dinky Toys. This is one from my uncle's collection. This is an Austin Devon. My uncle brought down a box of trains and cars over Christmas for me to have a look through. And this is one that I put to one side. Now, normally with these kind of cars with their sort of aged patina on them, I like to leave them as they are. But this one looks as though it's been painted in the past. I'm not totally sure, but there's far enough gone that actually it's probably worthy of a little bit of a restoration. So that's a plan for today. So I'm going to try and save the two stickers on here. I don't know if they're original, but I will try and save those. Get the body off of it by drilling out the rivets, give it a good clean in paint stripper, strip it right back, and yeah, try and make this look a little bit more presentable. So first job, let's try and get these stickers off. They're not gonna last. That one's gone. The stickers are just going to dust as I'm trying to get them off the. Okay, right, let's get these rivets drilled out. So close. There it goes. Okay, right, that's the base plate off. And just looking at these wheels. So the front wheels are just held on the frame, and these rear wheels are held on by rivets. I will file these off in a moment. Alright, I'm just going to finish drilling out the 3 rivets. Right, there we go. So let's have a look at these wheels. The wheels aren't in bad condition. Certainly going to need some new tyres on here. These certainly seen better days. They're very, very hard rubber. Look at the state of those. Okay, let's take the tyres off. Yeah, they're going to be no good. They've gone extremely hard. That one's not in bad condition, actually. Maybe I can reuse that one. And on the rear, that one's not too bad. That one's a little bit cracked. So maybe I can reuse a couple of those. File the end off of the shaft that's here. Okay, I'm just looking which is probably this end has got the least amount of material on. And the same with that. So get one wheel. I'm just going to move the wheels out of the way as I do this. Okay, and the axle, put those up out of the way, and then this rear. I think actually it's probably this side. Right, that's it all stripped down. I've got the base plate there, the wheels, and all I'm going to use is paint stripper. This I got from Wix. It's non-methylene chloride paint stripper. I find this is really good for these models and very sympathetic on the metalwork. So I could put that in for a couple of hours and we'll come back and yeah, see what we've got. Well, that's all the paint stripped off of there and back to bare metal, ready for spraying, so I'll undercoat that shortly. This piece, again, put it in the paint stripper. I've taken all the paint off, but then when it was finished, I used this rust remover on there, which basically takes the rust back to bare metal, which is what this has done. So I've got all the little bits of rust that were on there back into bare metal, and that's ready for spraying as well. And then finally the wheels, these have come up really nicely. So yeah, little metal wheels there that need painting, and yeah, go and get some paint on this now. Well, last night after I'd undercoated this a couple of times, I did note some damage on the corner here, so off camera I've just put a little bit of filler in there and rubbed that back, but looks like it's ready for a top coat now. So I'll pop this in here. I've mixed up some paint and give this the first coat using the airbrush. That's the first coat of red on there. So we've got the grey underneath masked off the top, and yeah, first coat of red, and already looking good. So just let that dry for a bit and then we'll get the second coat on. Seems to be dry enough to touch, so let's just slide the tape off and see what we've got. Be very careful of the paint underneath, the grey paint. It's quite fragile until the top coat goes on. Move that out of the way. Good so far. Very nice. That's come out rather well now. I've got a little bit of a blemish on the middle of the hood. Get the tape off from inside. And the final touch on the body is just a clear coat This was TS13. I should have mentioned the paints that I've used on here. These are just Tamiya paints. So X7, which was the red, and then the grey was just a mix of black and white to get the grey colour. And then this one is the TS13, which is just in the spray can here rather than on the airbrush. So let's just give this a little dust over with clear. Well, that's come out absolutely beautifully, so I will give this a little bit of a polish, but first of all I'm going to paint in the bumpers and the grille. Well, I've touched in the paint all around the body. You can see the door handles, and on the front there I've touched in the windows and the bumper, and yeah, that's the body virtually complete. So next job, I'm going to straighten out the axles, give them a bit of a clean off. I'll do that now. Let me just grab a pair of pliers. These are a little bit overkill for this job, but they'll have the desired effect. And just get those axles nice and straight. That one's not too bad. That one's pretty straight anyway. And then I'm just going to clean them off with a little bit of wire wool, and then we're ready to put the wheels back on. Well, I have bought some new tyres to go on here, so they were about a £5 for 12, and yeah, I'll put the username in the description in a moment, but I bought them from eBay. As I say, I'll put the price and that on there, but I think it was about a £5 for 12 of them, and they just are straightforward replacements. If I take one of these out, you can see there's exactly the same. I mean, to be fair, these are just, you probably could use rubber washers, but yeah, I bought the correct size 15mm tyres to replace these old ones that are really hard, and also, you know, ones like that were completely, you know, aged and broken, obviously been out in the sun or something. They're just crumbling away. So yeah, so new tyres, and yeah, not terribly expensive, and I've got some extras there for the next one that I do. Right, let's just take those out. They appear to be a tiny bit smaller, but let's try them on the rim. Oh no, they're fine. Look at those. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'll put my 4 tyres on. That's one of the old ones. Get rid of that. Just to give you some idea, that, I'll put the same force on both of them. I mean, that one I can squeeze flat. This one is just rigid. So, yeah, bin job, I'm afraid. Those old tyres, these look great on here. Look at those. Just going to set the model off lovely. Right, where's the other axle gone? There it is. Slide that one on there. And that onto there. Right, now I can take these off of the cocktail stick that I sprayed them on. And choose which side I want to be showing. Put these back onto the axles. And that. One on like that. Now I'm going to hold these back on just with a tiny bit of solder on the end there. So I'll put my soldering iron back on in a second. Is that the best side for that one? Yep. So the wheels, I've just done this one off camera just to check that it works. I'm just going to hold these on with a tiny bit of solder on the end. So just clean off the end of the old axle. Let me just put a little bit of flux on the end there. Again. There we go. Got it that time. Put a tiny bit more on there. That's it. Got it. Okay, turn the soldering iron off. Now for the final steps of assembly. Let's just put it back together. So, right, I've made a mistake because this was supposed to go through before I put the, oh dear. Turn the soldering iron back on. Okay, that'll do. Right, and now we can put the car back together. So this drops into the front axles. Right, so now I am going to cheat with the rivets, and basically once this is on, that way up, sorry, the rivets that I've got, I'm not going to actually rivet them in, I'm just going to glue them back. So they'll push in like so. I'll just dry fit them, and yeah, with a little bit of super glue, that'll hold them into the base. Right, I'll just put a little bit of fresh super glue on here, into the hole, and that rivet can just drop in. There you go, nice and tidy. And then finally the front rivet, I'm just going to dry fit this one first of all. Just check, yeah, that's fine. Okay. I know this is cheating, but nobody will know, apart from me. There we go. Lovely little restoration. Well, I don't think that's come out too bad in the end, actually. Now, one bit I didn't show on camera is I did try to make some glass for it. Now, these originally didn't have glass, and I was desperate to put some in there, but because they didn't originally have the glass, these little A pillars and B pillars, they're too small. And the thickness of the glass, basically, when I put a window in the front, it was showing through the side windows. So, eventually thought better of it and went with the original design, which is no glass in there. But very pleased with the painting. That's come out absolutely spot on, exactly how I wanted it. And putting the new tyres on there changed the model from just being a simple repaint into quite a nice little restoration. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and why not check out the channel. Lots on there, and if you can subscribe, I'd be really grateful. And with that, I'll leave it there and just say thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.